to your darling station, the Living TV, where we bring the world first to you. Welcome to another edition of Issues of the Moment. Issues of the Moment is a current affairs program of the Living TV. And today we are drifting a little to something that is within Aba Metropolis, and I'm sure it will interest you. I also want to remind you of what happened last week. You know, the Commissioner for Trade and Investment was here, and today we have a group of persons. And what are we talking about? We are talking about the remodeling of ARIARIA market and the journey so far. I want to remind you that as part of effort to find permanent and lasting solution to the challenge of perennial flooding in some parts of ARIARIA market, the Abia State government on the 8th of September 2021 commenced a remodeling of the market. To achieve the objective, the government demolished 3 sections of the market. They are the popular A line, B line, and WWLS line. The government promised to complete the project precisely on the 8th of December that same year. The Abia State government was unable to meet the deadline, and the project has not been completed as we speak. Today, on our program, we have some affected traders who are going to talk to us about the project. I'm sure if you've been following us, you will also remember, as we talk with them, you remember what and lots of things said by the Commissioner of Trade. All right, today, from my far left, I have Deacon Michael Anyoji, who is the chairman of National Association of Nigerian Traders. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
And also, immediately after him, we have Comrade Ozekwe Chikadibia, who is the secretary of the association. You're welcome. And then the patron, Mr. P.C. Wankodo, the patron of the association. Mr. Wankodo, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. Today, this is exactly 1 year the project started. Let me start with you, Chairman. How has it been?
Thank you, Prof. To be at the right track. It has not been okay with us. Since 1 year now, our people are not themselves. Moreover, the shops has not been completed. The flooding is all over the place. We have nothing to, it's not nothing to write home about. Nothing has been done. So, before I go on, I want to correct something. And Michael Anyoji, not Anyoji.
Okay, Anyoji.
Yes.
All right.
I'm Michael Anyoji.
Sorry about that.
Yes, please, we are not consigned traders. We are the National Association of Nigerian Traders. So, as the chairman of that association in ARIA, that's why I want us to go. We are not consigned traders. We are people that are taking care of the traders.
Legitimate traders in ARIARIA market.
Yes, the welfare of the legitimate traders in ARIARIA market is very.
That's your major concern.
Yes, that's our major concern. And let me just take you a little bit to the memory lane of what happened and how it started. Demolition of ARIARIA, started 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So when this government came on board, so many people came in and we are seeing flooding inside the market. They said that the flooding is because of the shops. Personally, to me, I have been there since 1979, up to date. So what I'm telling you is what is on ground. And whoever that wants to go, you can come. I will also educate him on what is on ground. From the time I'm telling you about, there was nothing like flooding. What we have there is that the problem we have is that the whole places that the water is going, the flood is going, has been blocked. The water is supposed to go to from Ifobara down to what do you call it? Water side, that is through Omar Road. Okay. It has been blocked. So the whole places, when the flood comes from airline, it ends to Ukumango, push to Fobari. Fobari will return back. Then that thing will come back to...
Instead of sending out.
Instead of sending out. Then, when they came in to demolish ARIARIA, I said, we told them that that's not the problem of ARIARIA. To the stores is not the problem of ARIARIA. It's only to find a lasting solution for that flood. That is putting a good drainage. Then scoop the ones that are there, then put a good one. They were urging us not to see the governor because they said the governor sent them. But as God may have it, one day we were able to see the governor. That was April 2016. And we made the governor to know what is on ground, which the governor now said, yes, he has understood what we said, that the place will not be demolished again. But to our greatest surprise, as you are saying, that is remodeling. They say remodeling. All this is putting names, just what they want to use to just confuse people. Where are you remodeling? Already built shops. So they came, when governor said that, he told the person there that was championing it was the chairman of the market committee, that was Solomon Wiwe, Chief Solomon Wiwe. Then Solomon Wiwe was advised by the governor to collapse all his committees into our own and start having meetings with us that ARIARIA will not be demolished again. Then, to our greatest surprise, by then we promised governor of raising about 1 billion naira to assist him. We told him that our problem is access road. That is the first road to Ukumango, and the other one, what they call it, Samek.
But the government have given them 7 days to remove the water.
When they came in, they have no money. We told them that we will contribute. Then, to our greatest surprise, at this tail end, as you said, it started from, that is the demolished the place at 8th of September 2021. I don't know how they went and ambushed the governor. And the governor now accepted that the place should be demolished. That airline, that was the airline, and the WWLS. Was demolished.
Okay, let's just look at that. It was demolished, and we also heard, the government also heard, and even the Commissioner for Trade said that before that demolition, you were reallocated to a very good place. This way you are doing your business now to make sure you are not idle. How about that? Secretary, I want you to take on that.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Prof. Before I go straight into the question, I have to address some points about the NANS, which is National Association of Nigerian Traders. NANS primarily is not a political group, but NANS is not just about concerned traders in any market. NANS is more or less like a pressure group with the sole responsibility of overseeing to the welfare and the general well-being of traders in any market in Nigeria. The headquarters is situated at Abuja. It's not just about a particular state. It's not just about Aba. It's not just about ARIARIA, but it's an umbrella body with a national statute that has all the traders in all the markets in Nigeria as their members. Okay. That is number one. Okay. So it is very, very uncalled for that traders in Aba, particularly in ARIARIA, find themselves in this unfortunate situation, maybe because of some misinformation. Now, back to your question. You say that before the demolition that traders were given allocation papers. Let me bring it to your notice that prior to the demolition, NANS as a body representing the traders does not have any interface or meeting or whatsoever with the committee whatsoever. So whatever people that are representing them are there for their own personal interests. And as a matter of fact, no allocation paper was given to traders in the deed that other than the demolition, that they will now pack into the other side as a cushioning effect. So nothing of that nature was...
No, sorry, maybe the allocation papers were not given, but we were shown a place where you will go, even without the papers. Were you shown any place where you will do it?
No place were shown. In fact, the manner with which the demolition was carried out wasn't very friendly with most of the traders, and it has helped to excruciate their problems, which they has been managing for so many years, which is the flood. Because before the demolition, the announcement was made on over the radio that there should be demolition on so date, and everybody started scampering. Do you get it? So on the very day, 8th of September 2021, some bulldozers were stationed around the places, and the people, having seen the presence of the bulldozer, they started scampering, even under the floor, because the demolition was done under the floor. It was done during September, which is rainy season. So that's the issue.
All right, however, Petro, you are like a father to the organization. Now, do you in any way think or believe that the decision of the government is a wise one by embarking on the project, because airline completely is inaccessible, and especially during the rainy season, it is always usually very difficult to have a thoroughfare there. So do you think that the decision of the government was a wonderful one, a good one?
Not at all. What happened that time was very, very unfortunate. Government ought to be the one who take care of its subjects, the people. It's not an institution that destroys the future of those that he or she governs. So what the action of government or inaction of the government, as I've earlier said, is very, very unfortunate. The traders made all efforts, right from inception, the time they mutated this idea of demolition. The traders were not aloof. They did everything to meet with the government, to complain to the government, to suggest to the government. All sorts of proposals were made to the government as to how to remedy the situation, the flooding. The flooding came as a result of the activities of some of government officials. The ARIARIA market is called an international market. And by its setting, it was really, or it is really an international market, because you can get any commodity under the sun at ARIARIA. That's what makes it international market. Whatever you want to buy in the market, you will always get it. And people left, right, east, west, all parts of Nigeria were coming to patronize ARIARIA because of what they can get. Earlier, before this present situation we find ourselves, the market was a friendly one. There was road, there was no flooding, there was access road, there was nothing like congestion. The environment was very conducive for traders. All of a sudden, most of the open spaces were built up by the government. Hence, the present predicament we find ourselves. So, the traders have been cooperating. It's unfortunate that the government that's supposed to protect the interests of traders are not doing so. The traders ought to be partner of the government. They contribute to the economy of the state. So what we find ourselves in today is that the future of the traders have been destroyed. That September is a period of time that can never be forgotten in people's lives. A lot of people have been relocated. People have gone many places. Our customers are no more coming. Port Harcourt, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, they are no more coming because of the nature of the market. So instead of looking for a solution, which is defrauding the road construction that could have made the market a conducive place, the people, best known to them, were looking at the buildings. I can tell you that their aim was selfish. The shop they want to sell, those shops they want to sell, rebuild and sell. That's their main objective why they destroyed the market, the buildings. And it is not for the interest of anybody. Even the government themselves, they are suffering if they actually know that they are suffering. Because the revenue that they ought to be accrued from the market is not forthcoming. And the traders have been displaced. Many of them have died. I mean, if you come to see what had happened, it is very pathetic. It's very, very unfortunate.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, like the Secretary of the Association said, what has been the position of the traders? Since you said, are you confirming that there was no reallocation, you were not allotted any place to trade? And if that is true, how have you been managing over 1 year now?
Thank you very much. There was nothing like directing us to another place. When they told us over the radio, as my secretary said, the announcement, as I told you, is just ambushment. That governor, in his right sense, he cannot say that that is the demolition area. If not that people, selfish interest people, came and they ambushed him. Because that place, that time, they said we should pack out. They said we should pack to Ekumi. Ekumi is a private market. Property. That is a plaza somebody built for himself and have allocated to people. People were inside it. Then the only thing these traders did was that they don't know anywhere to run to. They made this announcement on 1st of September and said that it will commence on 5th of September, but actually commenced on 8th of September. But on 4th of September, they rolled in bulldozers and heavy equipment. Then people begin to run for their shops, for their lives. As they're saying that this thing, some traders, they are happy. Nobody is happy. But the people, what they're doing was that they cannot, say, come and figure out. People were doing it, that is, let me carry my load instead of they will destroy my goods here. So they say that even the traders are happy, that 80% of them are happy carrying their load and demolishing the shops. Nothing. They're just trying to carry their goods out of that place. No place was given to them. What they did was that they went to the adjacent, some of them, some shops are occupying about 4 people now. That time I told them, I went to them, and I told them, even that time they were trying to demolish the whole places. It's only by the intervention of God that, because I told them that if you do this, you just want to close our back, and people will die. People will continue to die. Then they were able to accept our request that an agreement should be made, because the contractor himself was bent on demolishing the whole area. Then they were able to put an agreement between we and the agreement and the contractor that he will not demolish any other place except this place he has demolished until he complete that very place. That is what our savior. If not, he would have demolished the whole area. And giving us 8th of September, 1st of December to pack it. He was telling us 3 months. Within 3 months, people will pack it. Then 3 months, I told them that it's not visible. You cannot do this. We know what you are talking about. There's no way you will build this. Within 3 months, people will pack it. as he is showing us the type of thing he's going to do. So after doing all this, they did it on their own. That selfishness, as my patron said, what they want. Some people, their main aim is to sell that scraps. That is the iron and the debris. That is what they want to sell. That is their own problem. So if governor himself has somebody, a representative in ARIARIA, he would have advised him that this is not the best to do by now.
Okay, at what stage is that project now? They've commenced building. I know as at few months back they've not completed it. Has it been completed? And what's the stage?
Thank you. As we have the pictures. Nothing. They're only the first 3 blocks they are trying to dig. They have digged about 2 blocks. But that place, from the beginning to the end, is over 200 blocks or 200 blocks. But they have only digged 2 blocks, 2 blocks, and they're trying to dig the other one. So nothing is being done. And unfortunately, this is not what we need. Our problem is get the flood out of the market. Because the people that are on the other side, that is opposite of the one demolished, are no more trading. Why we are angry with the people is that there are no more trading. That's why last time we came up, the people were on us, that we have collided with the government. That is why we don't say anything. Then we told them, there's nothing like that. That's why sometimes we stand. Our people came out and we say, okay, come and ask them. There is nothing like colliding with them. We have been telling them, the flooding, remove this flood. That is the reason of demolishing this place is flooding. And they allowed the flooding to continue. Why building? We are not, as at today, we don't want shop. Shop is not our problem. Our problem is flooding. Because the whole market is now being flooded. And the man who raised it in over 1 meter. Then this place, the whole of this place flooded. The other, even the ARIARIA people that are in the villagers, they will all pack out from there. Because they own it, everybody is running away. If you use that same height to build ARIARIA, the whole of ARIARIA, nobody will live around there. They embarrass, everybody will pack it. So I don't know who gave them such plan, whether the town planners authority, if they know what is going on there. Because nobody will allow that.
Okay, you are saying in effect, Mr. Secretary, that the flooding, nothing has been done about it.
At all, nothing has been done about it. We, after calling after the demonstration, that is peaceful demonstration, the commissioner came to us, called us a meeting. We went for that meeting.
Which of the commissioners?
The that is Commissioner for Trade and Investment.
Okay.
Who told you that they have relocated, they gave us by then he was Commissioner for Information. He was not the, he was not us. He inherited this.
Okay, he inherited the...
Yes, when he came down to this. He was not the person. So he was not there when the place was moved. The only thing is that they told him to announce on the radio, and he was shouting on the radio that everybody should pack out or their goods will be demolished together with the shops. That is the only thing he was doing there. But he is not there when it was demolished. Then, after the meeting, the commissioner was there, the DPO of World Bank was there, and we were there with the air matter. Everybody was there, and he told us that he put some paper and said that we should follow the engineer to make sure that the place is open. All to now, we have been doing everything possible. I have been calling the chairman. When? This thing has lasted, I think it's up to a month now. That meeting was held. Nothing has been done. At that place, last time I heard that they went to bring a pumping machine. Pumping machine is not what this place needs. What we need is to open the man has used this the foundation and close the whole places that the flood is supposed to pass through. And he is building on top of the drainage. The whole gutter inside it is there. You can see it if you want. We send it to you. You can able to see it that the pillars are inside the drainage. How are you building such a thing? When you say is to remove the flooding you came for, why are you now on top of this thing? You are building on top of the drainage and you close the places that the flooding should go. And you are telling me that you are using a pumping machine to do it. How can that be? Pumping machine will serve how long? We needed a permanent something, not a temporary something. Permanent solution to remove this flood from ARIARIA. It's not the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, I know you guys have been interacting with the ministry, that is the government involved. The ministry involved is the trade and investment, and that is Chief Oki Kalu. Have you been interacting with him? And what has been the excuse for not completing the project?
Okay, thank you. Yes, like my chairman said that the current Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, John Oki Kalu, wasn't in the ministry when the shop was demolished. That's the simple truth. He was formerly the Commissioner for Information. But now he inherited the issue, and he has been trying all he can to ensure that the situation was remedied, because the milk has already been spilled. And in our last meeting with him, like my chairman rightly mentioned, where we have representatives of IMATA, NANS, local government, Chamber of Commerce, and other representatives from government parastatals. What he was all clamoring for is solution, the way forward. Yes, and we rightly made him to understand that the major problem in ARIARIA is not just the shops, but the flood, and how we can remove the flood. Now, on that note, he constituted a 5-man committee, which comprised the chairman of the market. But to our greatest amazement, nothing meaningful has been done up to this moment, because if water is flood is a natural phenomenon, you need to give it its own way, channels. So without which it will cause a lot of environmental hazard, which will also culminate to economic disaster. Because traders in the market, whereby their shops are being flooded, how can customers come to patronize them? And if customers do not come to patronize you as a trader, it is affecting your economic well-being. For everything about you will be affected, because thinking about those that are dependent on you. In fact, as a matter of fact, the United Nations is no longer talking about just development, but sustainable development. Yes, like you rightly said, I like the word remodeling of ARIARIA market. Yes, government had to write for a market that has lasted for some period of time. Government had the right to say we want to remodel it. Even a city can be remodeled. But whatever thing you are doing, you have to ensure that you are working based on the dictates of sustainable development. You can't demolish shops belonging to traders that already have dependence on them. In the bid, you want to remodel or give the market or a city a new face. Then will they die because you want to do remodeling? You need to have a very good interface with the people in question. Let there be an understanding in the first place, and you have to provide for alternative measure, because government is there to see to the general welfare of her citizens, and not just a kind of treating the traders as baboons and monkeys, as people that doesn't have any say. No, there are some PhD holders that are traders in the market, there are MSc and first degree holders. It's not just because people are called traders, you now think that all of them are just people who doesn't know their left from right. So the way people are being treated is uncalled for. And that is why what NANS is clamoring for. Let there be a normal procedure to issues. Yes, if you realize a mistake has been made, the best thing is not just to continue making the same mistake. The best thing is to retrace back come to the point where you made a mistake, where there was an error, and let it be corrected. If there are people that you have kept in the limbo, call them, let them be a dialogue. Okay, we are sorry, this thing has been done. How do we remedy the situation? I think when that is done, I think we will.
All right, yeah. How do we remedy the situation? Patron, sir. Now that since this rainy season, since it started, has the commissioner visited? Has he seen the situation and what is happening there in ARIARIA? And do you think they are going to remedy the situation soon?
Thank you very much. Right from inception of this problem, or the so-called remodeling, the government, they are human beings. The governor is a human being, the commissioner for trade and investment is a human being. All of them that are involved in their so-called remodeling, they are human beings. They know from onset what is at the back of their mind. Remodeling is just a camouflage. They wanted to build shop on top of shop. So the commissioner, whether he had been visiting, I don't know, but he ought to be visiting, he ought to know what actually is on ground. Let me come again. The people are suffering. The people are suffering. I cannot say the extent of the damage, both psychologically and otherwise, on those that are involved. Many people have died. Many people have relocated. Many people are hungry. You know, there is hardship in the land. And now, look at what is happening. For going to 1 year now, next month we make it 1 year where people were displaced with no alternative. Somebody who is not depending on government, is not earning salary, is self-made person, is just of his own. Instead of government to encourage him, he come all of a sudden to destroy his future. It is really very unfortunate. So I wish government will have a rethink. The damage has been done. And for future occurrence, I think they will just think otherwise. Because what they have done, if they have conscience, they will be regretting in their mind. So people are really suffering.
All right, wonderful viewers. We are still talking about the remodeling of ARIARIA, and also these are the traders, the members of National Association of Nigerian Traders. These are the people who are here, the chairman, the secretary, and the patron of the organization. You've heard that we'll be going on a very short break, and we'll be back in a jiffy. Don't go away, and keep tuning to Living TV, where we bring the world first to you. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
Admission is ongoing at Living TV Film Academy, Aba, Abia State, for candidates wishing to study filmmaking and mass communication for skill certificate training and degree programs, including mandatory NYSC post-degree service. Courses offered are Department of Journalism and Media Studies, Broadcast Journalism, TV Presentation, Filter Journalism, Department of Film and Multimedia Studies, Cinematography, Acting, Video Editing, Film Production, Website Designing, Modeling and Makeup, Bead Making, Screenwriting, Theatre Arts, Department of Broadcasting, Script Writing, Journalism, Reporting, Software Programming, Mobile and Web App Development, Audio Production, Graphic Designing, Digital Animation, Special Effects, Social Media Management. Entry qualifications: candidates must possess 5 credits in WASICAM GCE, NAPTEB or equivalent. We have the following technical infrastructure for students' skills acquisition: an art theatre well equipped for modern digital television and radio studios open for hire to the public, an audio suite for music production, soundtracks, sound effects, jingles and voice-over, etc. A 50 feet by 40 feet chroma studio, largest in Africa for special effects, world-class rendering facilities for post-production rendering, animation and cartoon technology, assorted professional cameras, drones, etc. A film village with epic and village houses for theatre arts and epic films making. Our studies are skill-oriented with well-qualified academic and technical teachers. We also admit students on industrial training and internship from other institutions. Professional license will be issued to graduates to practice as professionals by Bollywood, a registered professional organization for filmmakers. Wow! What are you waiting for? Rush now and obtain our admission form with 2,000 naira only at our main campus, number 1 Judges Road, 5th floor, former UBA House by NEPA, Waterside Descent, Aba, Abia State, Nigeria, or visit our website, livingradio.com.ng, the academy, www.livingtvfilmacademy.com, email livingtvfilmacademy@gmail.com, or call 0805 367 3900 or 0816 641 1400. Signed, Registrar.
Viewers, thank God you're still there watching Living TV. Remember, today we are still talking about the remodeling of ARIARIA. And we all know that ARIARIA is one of the best well-known market. When people talk about Aba as the Japan of Africa, I think ARIARIA market contributes immensely to it. Though there may be other markets in Aba, Enyimba City, or even in Abia State, but that of ARIARIA has given Abia State a wonderful name. And when they talk about the Japan of Africa and talk about Aba, I think ARIARIA is one of the reasons for that. And today, sometime we had the Commissioner for Trade and Investment here, and today, because of who we are in Living TV, like you always know, it is a full option media house. And that is why today we are having the members of National Association of Nigerian Traders, just like the Secretary explained. It's not just basically the traders in ARIARIA, it is Nigeria all over. And that they are here today to also tell us the situation of ARIARIA. And even the government, and I'm sure also they are watching. Well, we are opening up our telephone line. You can ask your questions. Last time when we had this, there were many questions that came to the commissioner. Today we have the people who are directly in ARIARIA, who trade in ARIARIA, who have their shops in ARIARIA, whose shops were equally demolished. You can always call us on 091-682-84994. I take it again. You can call us on 091-682-84994. Call us and ask your questions or make your contributions as well. We are back, and remember the 3 gentlemen we are talking with here. One is the chairman of the association, the secretary, and also the father of the association, the patron. These are the people we are here with today. So keep listening and also make your contributions if you can. Yeah, Chairman, let me come back to you. Shortly before the demolition, the government only promised that they are going to return the shops back to the owners, that it was not meant to be reallocated or to be resold to new persons. And I'm sure that promise is kept, though it has not been completed.
Thank you. Yes, that's what they said. And but to our greatest surprise, we went to we were there and we see flyers inside the market and other places distributed in the bank. If you go to the bank hall of UBA, ARIARIA, you will just pick as many as you want to go and share anyway. And it was written, buy your own shop in ARIARIA International Market. We were shocked. And we begin to ask. Government told us that these shops will be allocated back to, will be given back to the allottees. We have our allocations from 1976 up to date. We have been paying our dues, paying the shop rent. The only reason to revoke or to take it away from us is 3 years of not paying consecutive 3 years. We are not paying for the shop. Government have the right to revoke it. The local government that gave it to us, they have the right if you have not paid up to 3 years consecutively. And but to this one, we saw sale of shops in ARIARIA market, and we begin to ask, which shop? Does government sell shops? And that's why we went to verify what is going on. I personally went for that verification inside the bank and asked them what is going on. I saw this, and they said, look at it, then we have enough of them. Say, and what do you want to do? They say, we should, am I interested? I should pay 20,000 naira for the form, and then pay 1 million naira down payment. Then I go, that they can give me loan of 4 million naira, spread it for 3 years, 6 months for me to pay. Say, which shop? Say, this airline, this place they're building. Say, People's Shop. I was. In short, this made me to run to the ministry. I met the pamphlet. In short, I got my team, we went there. As they were saying, what is going on? I was there, they called the contractor, put it on the phone and all that. After the contractor said that it's UBA that is selling. That means our shop has been sold to other people, and that person that it was sold to is now reselling.
Are you sure this emanated from the government?
That's what I'm saying. They're saying the government themselves asked him, do you know the agreement? They asked, I was there, they asked him on phone, do you know the agreement we have with you that this is supposed to be reallocated to the people that have it? They said that they called the contractor before us. And the contractor says it's not him that is doing that, that the arrangement is with the UBA. And we were surprised, how will UBA begin to sell?
Who committed UBA to doing that?
That is what we asked him. Who committed the UBA to do that? Then, in short, the PAMSEC asked him this question. He said that, he asked him, if these people sold this shop, that is, get this 1 million, they are demanding from people, which account will it enter? Is it not from your own account? He said, no, that this is his arrangement made with the UBA and the people inside market. So our surprise, everything about it, we are confused. Will this be given back to the owners? And unfortunately, what they are building is less than what they demolished. Where from they get the shops to give to other people? We are, all this is confusion, up to date. We don't know if they want to, after doing building the shop, if they will reallocate to the people. And unfortunately too, 5 million naira, a man that got this shop 1976, this is his pension, this is his gratuity.
salary.
This is his salary. This is where he's feeding his people. And you are telling him by 2022 to pay 5 million naira. That man that is, let's say about that, the man is 40 years and acquired the shop of 50 years. By now he must have been 80, 90 years. From where did he get that money to pay? That means the shop has been given to other people, will be given to other people.
Now, from what you told us here, even the permanent secretary called the contractor, and that is to say that the government is not part of the sales, part of reallocation of these shops to other people. It is not the government's making.
Let me if I believe them that they are not among the people that are reallocating, they should take action. Because I will have made it known to them and we have shown them the flyers. And the form is being sold. And people are buying. So they should take action and tell him this is not the agreement. Because the agreement was that when you finish, you will hand over to the government. Government will verify the people that have the shop and give it to them. That's what we were told.
Well, I can stand to be quoted. The Commissioner for Trade and Investment here told us and told the viewers and the listeners of this station that the shops on completion will be handed over to the owners. And since the permanent secretary were able to say this before you, Mr. Secretary, don't you think that the government don't have a hand in the sales? But the only thing is for them to take action and find out those who want to perpetrate this evil.
Yes, going by what you just said, and the was no can say that I'm yes, like my chairman rightly said, that he wants to believe that the government does not have a hand. But you should understand, Abinishio, that the remodeling of the market project emanates from the government, not from the contractor. Because somebody must have gave the job to the contractor. And when you give job to somebody, and the person is not executing the job based on the dictates and the terms of reference which you have already given to the person, you don't have to be reminded to take a drastic action. I don't think whether you are getting what I'm saying.
I do.
Now, in our last meeting with the Honorable Commissioner, yes, he made, I asked the question personally, but he said that no original owner will lose his shop, but that the people has been informed that the shop will be at the rate of 5 million naira. Now, the question is this, because the issue was not treated yet, because it was bent on, we are looking for solution. Yes, the issue was not treated, but the question is this, that this is what he said, that the shop is for 5 million naira. To whom have you discussed with? To which people? To which people did you discuss with? That's the question.
And there will be no official letter.
Nothing whatsoever. It is what the bank are saying. So, and let me tell you now, there are some people that have one shop, some have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, some have 15, some have 20. Assuming you are the one or your father, and most of these shops were not bought at once. Some were bought, some received the original allocations, some were bought and added to the ones they have. Most of these shops, maybe we are bought 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 before it can escalate, because we know we are Igbos, we are traders, we normally put our monies in the properties. Do you get me now? So as where we can take our cushion as pensions, maybe at the old age. Now, if one shop is 5 million naira and you have 10 shops, maybe perhaps from your father or your mother, and there is 10 shops, where will you get 50 million naira to pay? That's the question. In the bid to remodel, that is development, we all agree. But it's not about development. in the current dispensation is about sustainable development. So telling somebody who has already gotten 10 shops to pay 5 million naira per shop, which is 50 million naira, what you are invariably telling the person, forfeit. You have lose your shop because you can't pay. That's the question.
All right.
So how we, since we are looking for solution, I think if really want solution, we know the right channel. We know the right channel to go. That's all.
Okay, Mr. Petron, looking at the flooding situation of the areas demolished and so on, don't you think that is what is actually keeping that project from completion?
Yeah, the place will remain unviable until there is an enabling environment. You cannot build a shop, that gigantic shop, on top of the water. What will make it attractive for whoever that want to invest? What will make it attractive? So you first of all build the road, create an enabling environment for trading before you think of selling of a shop. Even if that shop is completed today, that place remains unviable, unattractive, because it is worth nothing as far as that place as it stands now is concerned. So the crux of the matter is that the government has failed to appreciate the role of traders. Traders, in this part of the country, Aba is known for trading. And Abia State is the hub. So Aba is known for the commercial activities therein. For a government that's supposed to promote trading and investment to act in the way they have acted is really very unpatriotic. So what I am saying in this respect is that the government have made a very serious mistake by demolishing the shops. What they could have done is to concentrate on creating the environment. The roads, the flooding have been the problem. It is not the building, it is not the shop. And let me give you another thing that is worrisome in this development. The traders were allocated the shop since 1976 or thereabout. The place was a shanty, a kind of bacha. That's 1976 when we were at Ekonha. Ekonha shopping in the place of Ekonha today, it was just a very small place and it was congested at that time. And there was incessant fire outbreak at Ekonha in those days. Government in their wisdom say, okay, this place is now not conducive, it's congested, and there is fire on and on. So what they did was to go to ARIARIA. ARIARIA is far away place from the center of the city then. Acquire that vast land. Before you know it, the whole place by the Imo State government have been built. And they asked traders who were to be relocated to ARIARIA to obtain form, which all of us bought form that time, free of charge. Only you pay your capitation rate. And before you know it, government have built that ARIARIA and relocated seamlessly the traders to ARIARIA. That is how government operates. A sensible government. I mean, a sensitive government, a government that cares for the people that he rules. So we imagine, incidentally, everyone was allocated shop at ARIARIA. Then before they gave that shopping center to another contractor who would develop it as, finance, that's Jimbas in those days. He was the one who built this one. This one, the traders happily moved to ARIARIA. And it was a shanty, a bacha. No block. From 1976 to this time now, they demolished the shop. It is the traders themselves that built it from bacha to block, from block to a deck, from deck to upstairs. All the whole thing you see at ARIARIA today was people's effort, people's contribution. It's not government. Government have not contributed anything since 1976. What we're expecting them is to build the road, great access road. Instead of building the road and making the place a very conducive place, their interest is on the shop, because they have heard that the shop are very expensive. And this is people's investment. They demolish it and call an investor on top of another person's investment. Is that fair?
I think because of this, we really will get back, because that's our function as a media house and journalists. We will get back to the Commissioner for Trade to also ascertain most of the things said here. All right, because a snake seen by one person has always been a python. Having said that, Mr. Chairman, I know the situation is very pathetic and painful, but don't you think that government will want to take their time to make sure they deliver a quality shop in that area? And don't you also believe that they are going to do something on that floor thing, since the thing has persistently continued?
Thank you, sir. Prof, what I want to understand is that there's something government will do if they want to take our advice. Traders, we told them, we can contribute in whatever you want us to. So the traders, we are ready to contribute. This thing that they are doing now is what, if they had they accepted what we told them, give us the blueprint of what we want, we will build it and still credit it to you people. We have been doing that, as my Pedro said. They have not contributed a dime. They told us build according to specification, and later you will recoup, which we don't even bother to recoup from anywhere. And that is where we are. So this one that is there now, if they want solution to that place, people have options. They have allocation. I don't know the meaning of allocation and the form. Which one is greater? People are being given allocation and they are saying go and buy form. I thought the real thing to do is that government, who have shops here, the person will come out. Okay, can you people finance your own? You build your shop, leave this thing. You know, the problem we have is that some people will go to government and tell government we will represent you. And they will not represent government, they only look for their belly. If I am the person representing government and I went to the governor and tell him that this place is supposed to be demolished, that means I'm not doing my work. Because the thing, demolition of a shop is not the problem of the market. It's only the flooding. Then now what we want him to do, we want the government to do is give us an opportunity to rebuild our shop, the ones we have demolished in error, because we call it in error. These shops are not the problem of that shop, of area. The problem is flooding. Let them now call the people. We will now assist them. Call the people and say, my brothers, this thing has been done in error. Government has given us, tell them, come back and rebuild your shop and take your shop. Because for the next, let me just tell you, for the next 2-3 years, that place cannot be rebuilt, as you are telling me. The contractor cannot do it because he doesn't have the capacity. That time he was telling us he has 9 billion, 8 billion to invest into that. But later we heard that he's looking for money from bank. How do you now put the two of them together and say you have 9 billion and now you are looking for money? If you leave that in, another rainy season, if they say it's rainy season now, after this rainy season, they will say it's another rainy season. And that time they say it's another rainy season. That place will be like that. So what we need now is that government should remove the hands of the people that are there and bring these people in so that we can be able to make sure that our shops are built. The only people that can contribute to build that shop now is the people involved, that the owner of the shops. Government cannot build it by themselves, what I'm saying. Because government themselves cannot bring money to build. We have been contributing, we have been building. Let them allow the people that own their shop to build back their shops and go into their shops.
All right, what you just succeeded in saying now is that even if the contractor who was handed over this, if he cannot continue, that the traders are ready to continue from where they stopped to make sure that they go back to business.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, having said that, now, we know that the areas demolished are these areas that are always flooded. And then the commissioner, the current commissioner for trade and investment, is an Aba man who also, from what he told us, trained himself or was rather trained with trading money. And so I think that is why we said he's around what in a square hole. But how often have your committee, you know, it is only when you raise up your hand that somebody will know, yes, that somebody is there. How often have your committee been meeting with these government officials? And this suggestion you just said here and there, have you been able to put it before them? That if the contractor cannot complete this, that you, the traders, will be ready to do something about it to make sure you get back to business.
Thank you. Yes. We have been going, in fact, the last time they called us for a meeting at my vehicle, if you see it now, we will run away. It's beyond repair. We are 6 officials of our executive. We are going, and we had an accident in 09. I met him too. When we were, after that, we went back for that meeting with him. We suggested this. We suggested this to him. So what we are saying is that they themselves have known what is in our mind, and it's only for them to, you know, when a big man makes mistake, it's very difficult for that big man to come down and say, sorry, it's a mistake. But now it's government, and the government is finding it difficult to say we have made a mistake. But we are telling them, let them sell that shame, forget about it. These people, they are only. Let them call and say, this thing, come, let us interface. How do we do it? We still stand on this and say, don't worry, their shop has been demolished. No problem. Let's find a way to go. They have shown us what they wanted, by what they are building them. We will use the same pattern and build it and give it to them. And the credit is there. They are the people that built it. And let them, the only problem we want from them, the only thing we want them to solve is the flooding in area. Because now, as you are saying, that is these people, this side that the flooding is, now the flooding is almost inside the whole market. And this one is doing it that the whole market will be flooded so that everybody will run away there. In short, he promised me, he made it as a promise to me, that we will run away by ourselves. The way
the contractor. The
contractor, I'm saying, he can.
Have you been able to put this report before the commission?
Yes, I told the commission. I told the PANSEC. So this is what he told me. I went to him personally. And if you call him a meeting, he's larger than light, as you see him. If you call him, let us just even ignore you. And the problem is that, the problem of this very thing that is happening is that they have taken away the power of the traders from the time of George Zozoka. That is where this problem started. Had it been that the traders are still making having their union, then doing their elections, if you don't do well, they will not remove you. But now government appoints stooge, and they will be there and say that they are doing for government. What they are doing is for their belly. All those people that are there, they are doing nothing. If it is the time we are doing election, the time, you know, government, the first one was the mother of His Excellency, Ochozoka. They hand him over the market, the whole market, which he has never entered any market in the whole Abia State throughout the reign. Then the other one, they handed over to our Her Excellency also, T.O.J. Then she has never entered anyone. And now, President Governor handed this one over to the wife. And the people that he thought he was working with, they are not telling her the truth. All those things is just when they come, they need what they will eat. That's the problem. And they will just tell her anything. That is what is the problem of the market, and she will believe them. So had it been that people, they are having a good people that will tell them, and allow the government and the traders to have their elections like themselves. Before now, at the show, we scoop the what you call the drainages. If you are not doing it, we will beat you. We scoop all the drainage. We sweep the market by ourselves. The money we generate inside the market, we use it to do all these things. By then, we don't have office. During the time of Lenchu, during the time of Atako Keke, during the time of Osuji, nobody has office as a personal. You go to, you're a trader, you are not here for this, for leadership, political or something. And the government are being deceived because these people are not telling them the truth. These people they are putting there and it's not telling them the truth, but they thought they are getting the heart of the trader. We are not getting anybody because when they say that this, forget about this people. The Igbo man knows what he wants. We are not Hausa people that we follow. It's when they say that you are not doing it, you will be rigging election, doing this thing in order for them to bring people to you. It's now we will know if they can bring somebody to you. They're just dragging the people's reputation to mount. But
all right, nobody. That statement is a little derogatory. Nobody is a follow. But both all of us are Nigerians and we are one. They are all our brothers. So what you're saying, I know you are annoyed, and then that is why you are sounding the way you do. But with all and also I want to remind you in Living Television, every opinion aired here, it's owned by the person. It has nothing to do with the opinion of the Living TV or the Living TV Film Academy or anything that associates with the Living TV. It is entirely their own opinion. All right, you talked about meeting with the commissioner. You've met with the commissioner. Now, if the commissioner is not forthcoming, have you demanded to meet with Mr. Governor, at least to tell the governor that you are ready to carry up this responsibility of building your market, because you are the ones who know that you will also know the pattern and how you want it, even when the government has given specifications that you're ready to follow it. Have you made any attempt to see if the commissioner is not forthcoming? Have you made any attempt to see the governor?
We have written letters. You know, the problem we are having to see the governor is that whenever you write a letter, they will carry it and put to the trash basket. We have been written letters. We have been finding a way to see the governor. In fact, the first time we saw the governor in 2016, it took us over 8 months before we see the governor. And it was arranged because we went to an elder statesman here that day, and he scheduled that meeting between we and the governor. Even that day, governor invited us to come. We came and they went to the protocol, did everything that we're supposed to see. Now he took the paper and threw it until after 4. Then we called that day and said, these people don't allow us to see this man again or today. I didn't say why. And he called the governor. By then, I didn't say, okay, you can go now. I have tried. As we are driving down to Express, from State House to down to Express, I didn't call me back. I said, you can now go. Governor did not see your papers. Did not see it. Then we went back to the governor, and when we went to the governor told us that he has cleared his table, that he did not see. We wrote the letter for him. To see. We put it on the paper for him to see. He said there always a second way that we will read. That if they see that we are people opposition, they will not allow us to see. They will not allow him to read it. So we are looking at a way to see the governor. In short, our main aim of coming here is that the governor will see it and say, come, these people, let us talk with you.
All right, Petro, in all this, what effort, as a father of that association, have you put in? Because I know at your age, there is no office you get into now that will not be allowed access to whoever that is there. What effort?
Yeah, I've been part of every effort right from the beginning of this problem, 2015-16. The first time we met the governor, I was there. I was opportune to speak that 2016 when we met the governor. I was opportune to tell the governor that the administration is just very new now. This voyage you want to embark on is very risky and damaging to the reputation of Anungwa man. The impression from those that are here, those that are living with us, is that Anungwa man is weak and they will create abandoned property. So the demolition of this shop is very, very uncalled for. That's what I stood up to tell the governor that day, I can remember. Apart from that day, I've been able to meet the governor 2 other times. Last year, before the demolition, we met the governor at somewhere, arranged for him to see the traders. We wrote a proposal on how to solve this problem of flooding. We told him in black and white how the problem, where the flooding emanates from. In that it was a very lengthy, write-off, so detailed. Then he told us that day that we have to go. He agreed with us. He told us to go, that he would send his a press secretary, to come and visit those areas we pinpointed where the water is coming from to A-line. About a week or so, we phoned the member of press secretary. His press secretary was not forthcoming. After some time, he came about 2 weeks or 3 weeks after. He came to the market. He took him round, showed him the area that have been blocking the flood water that is causing the flood menace at the airline. Although he was not patient enough to go around the market, at the end of the day, he went. I was here. I was part of that meeting.
And nothing has been done since then?
No, before you know it, now the thing, I'm talking before the demolition.
Okay.
That was last year. So all effort, humanly possible, have been made by the traders. We have visited him several, more than, as far as I know, I've visited the governor more than 3 times.
Okay, gentlemen, before we come to the end of the program, there is one thing that should be noted here, that the association they've not condemned the government totally, but they're only saying that they've not been given access to meet and talk with the governor. And most probably what is happening, the governor may not have known about it. And so they are asking if they'll be given audience. They are ready to take care of what is happening in the market because they've been here. There are some people who are married with children who were not born in 1976 or 75 when they, when they started that business. So it's been a long time. So all we're saying, both the aides and so on, that they want to see and talk with the governor himself and to assist his government. That's what you said, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
All right, before we go, what do you think is the remedy? You just take one more minute to tell us. What do you think? What do you think should be the remedy?
Well, the remedy I can provide here is that to find a lasting, permanent solution for the water to go out. We have somewhere through this, when these people that are constructing Force Road came, I went to them also. What they are doing, I said, this thing cannot remove water. I went to the white man. I asked him, how are you, from where will you pump this water? And where will you generate the money that we will be using to pump this water? He told me that oil is being pumped to the whole world. I said, oil is producing money. We are having money from oil. But this thing is waste.
It's waste.
Who will be there to be bringing money to remove this, to be funding it? Say this thing is infiltrate. I want you people, had it been that they will be able to put a very big open drainage, like that of School Road, down to, what they call it, Omar Road, that is it, to that junction there, it will now move. There's the one we have in Ososo Road before, that Ososo, that is why this place, when they say there's flooding there, they remove that man's the demolition one-man building there, where these people that built Force Road, they have a very big manhole inside there where all this flooding, this side, the one that are coming from 7 decades ago. But now they have directed everything to ARIARIA. All those flooding is being directed to us. So they should now give it some, at least this one should go this way, this one should go this way. By then, like if you go to Fobara, where this flood is, people, all the people that are there, I don't know, if you go there, you shed tears. The whole buildings that has been demolished there, all the people is just for nothing. So the people, the only solution is for government to give it, at least see it as a problem.
You said earlier here that the reconstruction or rebuilding of the shops is not the problem. The problem is the flooding.
It's the flooding. From time immemorial, the problem is flooding. We have no problem of shops because government, traders themselves volunteered to build shops upstairs in order to have more shops. Then if they have built that one, what do we need for? If I told the people, the first people was tough African homes. They came from Paracord. When we told them, if you want to build another international market, we have enough places in area in Aba that is so that you can go there and build. We have people that can donate their lands. You build another international market there. Then leave this one. That one will be there. We have 2 international markets in Aba. But this one, people want to, in short, reap where they did not sow. That is the problem.
Okay, Level Secretary, what's your take on this? We had from a rumor that there was a time you guys were planning what do you call it? Protest. Do you think that will help anything, considering the security situation of the nation?
You know, there is a difference between the word protest and creating awareness. Creating awareness is different. You know, in this part of the world, we normally give a negative connotation to the word protest. But in other words, for a simple understanding, when you say it's creating awareness, because when you beat a child, can you stop the child from crying? Now, that crying of a child, you can take it as creating awareness, because because you cannot.
Something has happened to the child.
Something has happened to the child. So you can't beat a child and prevent him or her from crying. So when you beat somebody, the person wants to cry. You know what? You were like holding his or her mouth. No. It's not done anywhere. Now, we are not trying to. Members of NANS are not touts. Members of NANS are not just ordinary traders. Members of NANS are law-abiding and patriotic citizens. Well, meaningful. So we cannot be part of anything that will be inimical to the laudable projects of the government. No, we are not part of it. We are here to support, like we have been doing, and we continue to support the laudable achievements of the government. But all we are saying is that in the bid to ensure development, remodeling, that we should be mindful of sustainable development. If that you want to rebuild my remodel where I'm making my ends meet, will people die because of it? So when people died, say, who will now occupy that place? That's all we are saying, is that let the due process and the right intention and the right mind be followed, so that that positive objective of the government will be rightly.
All right, that positive objective of the government will be followed, and also you will be part of it to make sure that it goes well. The patron, sir. So what do you think finally is the remedy? What do you want the government to do now as it stands?
Government supposed to be our father, a leader have that kind of motherly feelings, empathy for those that is ruling. As regard to the situation we find ourselves, the flooding is the main thing. The flooding of A-line in particular is the main issue. This flooding of a thing was not there 20, 30 years ago. The place was a very nice, the environment was conducive for those that come to the market and those that are trading. All of a sudden, gradually, because of greediness, because of selfishness, those that are in authority start building on the open spaces, on the places that the water, even ab initio, was going through. That is the problem. There was a borrow pit across the fence, a borrow pit that was collecting most of the waters that were coming from Express, from Tony Mars and Yimba. There was a big borrow pit that were collecting the water. All of a sudden, that place was sold to a private developer. That was the beginning of the flooding we are talking about. And they blocked. There was a very big gutter behind the fence, a very big one. Periodically, that gutter would be, seated. But they blocked that gutter. There is a gutter that is called, it's one that is at the middle, at the center of the market, gutter line. That gutter line was collecting water from the other end of the market to the other end. Those places were built upon by the same people that are talking about remodeling. So that's the problem. So what I'm suggesting is that the problem is surmountable, could be solved if government sits down instead of looking for their selfish interest for the shop they will acquire. That's the bottom line of the action they have taken. That's the bottom line. That shop, airline shop, is not the remedy. That road, if they think about it, it will be solved. But their main aim is that shop, which now they are stopped. They can't go forth or go backward.
All right, wonderful viewers, this is where we are going to draw the curtain today. Well, we've been talking about the remodeling of ARIARIA as proposed by the government, and actually started something by the demolition, and also promised to hand over back to the shop owners in 3 or 4 months' time. Until today, it has lingered. So they are voicing out. There is no man that chases right while his house is on fire. And that's why they are shouting. And I know the government have heard. They are really ready to remedy the situation. All they ask for is that flood, to ensure that flood, whatever they can do to evacuate it, that is all. They've even promised taking care of the shops as the government, had started. So that's where we're going to come. That's where we're going to end the program for today. And we will be back next time on issues of the moment. And from my far left again is the chairman of the National Association of Nigerian Traders, and that is in the person of Deacon Michael Anioji. Deacon Michael Anioji is the chairman. Deacon Michael, you're welcome. Thank you for coming and being part of the program. And also Comrade Ozekwe Chikadibia, the secretary of the association. Comrade, thank you for being part of this program.
Thank you.
And the father of the association, Mr. P.C. Wankodo, the patron. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, all our viewers, and we will always be there to make sure you get all you want from the Living TV. Thank you for being there. Don't touch the dial. Keep watching Living TV.